Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, seekers of wisdom and travelers on this beautiful journey called life, good morning to you all. Today we gathered to discuss something incredibly profound, something so personal yet universal, the art, the power, and the beauty of learning to love yourself more than anyone else. Let's start with a simple question. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and said, I love you to the person staring back? For many of us, this is an alien concept. We're so quick to offer kindness, compassion, and love to others, but when it comes to ourselves, we falter. Why is that? Why is self-love often relegated to the bottom of our priority list? Let's explore this together. To begin, let's clarify what self-love really means. It is not arrogance, narcissism, or selfishness. Far from it. Self-love is the foundation of a healthy relationship with yourself. It's about acknowledging your worth, embracing your imperfections, and celebrating the unique individual you are. Imagine this, you're planting a garden. Each plant needs sunlight, water, and care to grow. If you neglect any of these, the garden will wither. Similarly, self-love is the nourishment that helps you grow into the best version of yourself. Without it, you're like a plant yearning for sunlight in a dark corner. Self-love doesn't mean you'll never have doubts or insecurities. It's about having the courage to face those doubts and still believe in your intrinsic value. It's about being your own biggest cheerleader, especially on days when the world seems to cheer against you. Why is it so hard to love ourselves? Cultural conditioning. From a young age, many of us are taught to prioritize others. Be humble, they say. Don't be too full of yourself. While humility is a virtue, it often gets misconstrued as a reason to diminish our own worth. Comparison. In the age of social media, the highlight reels of others' lives are constantly in our faces. We compare our behind-the-scenes struggles to their picture-perfect moments. And more often than not, we come up short in our own eyes. Unrealistic standards. Society sets impossible standards for beauty, success, and happiness. When we don't measure up, we blame ourselves, forgetting that these standards are often fabricated. Past experiences. Negative experiences, failures, or hurtful words from others can leave lasting scars. We internalize these as truths about our worth. Recognizing these barriers is the first step to overcoming them. Remember, you weren't born doubting your worth. Self-doubt is learned, and what is learned can be unlearned. Now, you might wonder, why is self-love so important? Isn't it enough to love others? Here's the truth. The way you love yourself sets the tone for how others will love you. When you respect and value yourself, you teach others to do the same. But it goes deeper. Self-love is the cornerstone of a fulfilling life. It affects your relationships, your career, your mental health, and even your physical health. When you love yourself, you make better choices. You set boundaries. You chase dreams that align with your values. You attract positivity because you radiate it. Think of self-love as the roots of a tree. When the roots are strong, the tree can weather any storm. Similarly, when your self-love is unwavering, you can navigate life's challenges with resilience and grace. Learning to love yourself is a journey, not a destination. It requires patience, practice, and persistence. Let's explore some practical steps. Self-awareness. Start by getting to know yourself. What are your strengths? What are your passions? What makes you happy? Spend time reflecting on these questions. Journaling can be a powerful tool for this. Positive affirmations. Replace self-criticism with self-compassion. Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, say, I am enough. Repeat affirmations daily until they become your truth. Set boundaries. Learn to say no without guilt. Protect your energy and prioritize your well-being. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Always celebrate your wins. No matter how small, celebrate your achievements. Treat yourself with the same enthusiasm you show for a friend's success. Forgive yourself. Let go of past mistakes. They don't define you. Instead, see them as lessons that have shaped the person you are today. Surround yourself with positivity. Choose to spend time with people who uplift and inspire you. Limit exposure to those who drain your energy. Practice self-care. This goes beyond bubble baths and spa days. Self-care is about doing what nourishes your mind, body, and soul, whether it's meditating, exercising, or simply taking a break when needed. Seek help when needed. Loving yourself doesn't mean doing everything alone. Reach out for support from friends, family, or professionals when you need it. Here's a liberating truth. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love. In fact, it's your imperfections that make you human, relatable, and beautiful. Consider the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold, highlighting the cracks instead of hiding them. The philosophy behind it is that scars tell a story and add to the beauty of the object. Similarly, your flaws and past experiences are part of your unique story. Embrace them. Paradoxically, the more you love yourself, the better you can love others. Why? Because you're not seeking validation from them. Your love becomes unconditional, not transactional. You're able to give without losing yourself in the process. When you love yourself, you're more patient, understanding, and empathetic. You recognize that everyone is fighting their own battles, just like you are. This creates deeper, more meaningful connections. Self-love isn't a one-time event, it's a daily practice. Some days will be easier than others, and that's okay. The key is to show up for yourself every single day, even when it feels hard. Create rituals that remind you of your worth. It could be a morning mantra, an evening gratitude journal, or simply taking a moment to appreciate the person you see in the mirror. Finally, remember that your journey to self-love is uniquely yours. Don't compare your progress to anyone else's. Celebrate every step forward, no matter how small. You deserve love, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. You are enough, just as you are. And the more you believe this, the more your life will transform. To inspire you further, let's look at real-life examples of people who embrace self-love and transform their lives. Consider Maya Angelou, who overcame adversity and became a beacon of hope and wisdom. Or think about J.K. Rowling, who rose from the depths of poverty to create a magical world that touched millions. These individuals didn't let their circumstances define them. They found strength in loving and believing in themselves. Your story, too, has the potential to inspire. Every small act of self-love you practice today contributes to the masterpiece of your life. When you love yourself, your perspective on the world changes. You begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles, lessons instead of failures, and beauty in the mundane. Self-love empowers you to live authentically and unapologetically. It's a gift not just to yourself, but to everyone you interact with. When we love ourselves, we set the standard for how others should treat us. We establish healthy boundaries, make better decisions, and live in alignment with our true selves. Self-love is the key to emotional resilience and mental well-being. Negative self-talk is one of the biggest barriers to self-love. We often criticize ourselves more harshly than we would ever criticize others. Learning to recognize and challenge these negative thoughts is the first step towards self-compassion. Everyone makes mistakes. Holding on to guilt and shame only hinders our growth. Forgiving yourself means acknowledging your mistakes, learning from them, and moving forward without self-judgment. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. It means giving yourself permission to be imperfect and recognizing that you are worthy of love and respect. Self-care is not just about pampering yourself, it's about taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental health. This includes everything from eating well and exercising to setting boundaries. Each of us has unique talents and strengths. Focusing on these positive attributes helps build self-worth and confidence. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small, and remind yourself of your abilities. Setting and achieving realistic goals boosts self-esteem. Break down your goals into manageable steps and celebrate your progress along the way. Remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. By regularly practicing gratitude, we cultivate a positive mindset and appreciate the abundance in our lives. Life is full of challenges, but how we perceive them makes all the difference. Instead of seeing challenges as insurmountable obstacles, view them as opportunities for growth and learning. Perfectionism is a trap that prevents us from accepting ourselves as we are. Embrace your flaws and imperfections and recognize that they make you unique and human. Authenticity means living in alignment with your values and beliefs. It's about being honest with yourself and others, even when it's difficult. When we are true to ourselves, we attract genuine connections and create a life that reflects our true essence. Healthy relationships require boundaries. Setting boundaries means communicating your needs and limits clearly and assertively. It's about protecting your well-being and ensuring that your relationships are based on mutual respect. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you. Positive relationships nourish our soul and contribute to our overall well-being. Let go of toxic relationships that drain your energy and undermine your self-worth. Society often imposes unrealistic standards and expectations. Learn to challenge these norms and define success and happiness on your own terms. Remember, your worth is not determined by societal approval. Celebrate your uniqueness and embrace the diversity around you. Recognize that everyone has their own path and that comparison only leads to dissatisfaction. Your journey is unique and valuable. Passion fuels our purpose and brings joy to our lives. Take the time to explore your interests and discover what truly excites you. Pursuing your passion gives your life meaning and fulfillment. Living with purpose means aligning your actions with your values and passions. It's about doing what you love and contributing to something greater than yourself. When we live with purpose, we find deeper satisfaction and joy. Mindfulness involves being present in the moment and fully engaging with our experiences. It helps us connect with ourselves and cultivate a sense of inner peace. Practice mindfulness through meditation, deep breathing, or simply being present in your daily activities. Mindfulness also involves letting go of judgment. Accept yourself and your experiences without criticism. Practice self-compassion and approach each moment with a sense of curiosity and openness. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but it's actually a source of strength. Embracing vulnerability means being open and honest about your feelings and experiences. It fosters deeper connections and allows for authentic self-expression. Taking emotional risks involves putting yourself out there even when it's scary. It means being willing to express your true self, share your feelings, and take chances in your relationships and endeavors. Healing requires acknowledging and addressing past hurts. This might involve seeking professional support, journaling, or simply allowing yourself to feel and process your emotions. Forgiveness is a powerful tool for healing. It doesn't mean condoning harmful behaviors. It means releasing the hold that past hurts have on you. Forgive others and yourself and focus on moving forward with a sense of peace and closure. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from challenges and setbacks. It involves cultivating a positive mindset, building a strong support network, and developing coping strategies. Adversity can be a powerful teacher. Instead of being defeated by challenges, use them as opportunities for growth and learning. Reflect on your experiences, draw lessons from them, and apply those lessons to future situations. Self-acceptance means embracing all aspects of yourself, including your flaws and imperfections. It's about recognizing that you are enough just as you are. Seeking approval from others can be a major barrier to self-love. Let go of the need for external validation and focus on validating yourself. Trust your own judgment and be confident in your worth. Your environment plays a significant role in your mental and emotional well-being. Create a space that promotes peace and tranquility. Surround yourself with things that bring you joy and comfort. Inner peace comes from within. Practice techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, and positive affirmations to cultivate a sense of inner calm. Focus on the present moment and let go of worries about the past or future. Self-reflection involves examining your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It helps you gain insight into yourself and your motivations. Set aside time for regular self-reflection to understand your needs and desires better. Every experience, whether positive or negative, offers a lesson. Reflect on your experiences and consider what they have taught you about yourself and your life. Use these insights to guide your future actions and decisions. Happiness is not something that happens to you, it's something you create. Take responsibility for your own happiness by making choices that align with your values and desires. Blaming others for your unhappiness only keeps you stuck. Take ownership of your life and your emotions. Focus on what you can control and take proactive steps towards creating the life you want. Self-love isn't about narcissism, arrogance, or vanity. It's not about being selfish or thinking you're better than others. Self-love is about valuing yourself, nurturing your own well-being, respecting your own needs, and accepting who you are, flaws and all. The truth is, in order to offer love to others, we must first offer it to ourselves. Imagine trying to pour from an empty cup. It's impossible, right? If you are filling yourself up with love, care, and respect, how can you possibly give those things to the people you care about most? This brings me to an important point. Self-love is not a luxury. It's a necessity. It's the foundation of your happiness, the root of your self-worth, and the key to your mental and emotional health. Without it, it's easy to fall into patterns of self-doubt, comparison, and even burnout. When we don't love ourselves enough, we settle for less than we deserve, whether that's in relationships, work, or personal goals. Allow others to treat us in ways that don't align with our true worth. Live in constant self-criticism, always thinking we're not good enough, not smart enough, we're not worthy enough. Sacrifice our happiness in the name of pleasing others at the cost of our own peace of mind. In fact, low self-love often leads to feelings of anxiety, depression, and loneliness. It can make us feel disconnected, as if we're living someone else's life rather than our own. When you learn to love yourself, everything starts to shift. And I mean everything. You set healthy boundaries. You stop allowing toxic people and situations to take over your life. You attract healthier relationships. When you value yourself, you begin to attract people who treat you with the same respect. You practice self-compassion. You stop beating yourself up for mistakes and start learning from them with kindness. You build confidence and self-esteem. You begin to realize that you are worthy of success, happiness, and all the good things life has to offer. Self-love changes the way you see the world and, more importantly, the way you see yourself. It empowers you to take control of your destiny and approach life with a sense of purpose and direction. There are many myths that surround the idea of self-love. Let's take a moment to debunk a few of them. Self-love is selfish. This couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, when you love yourself, you are in a better position to give to others. You have more energy, more patience, and more compassion to offer. You can only give what you have, and self-love ensures that your love cup is full. Self-love means being arrogant. Self-love is not about thinking you're perfect. It's about accepting yourself as you are, flaws, imperfections, and all. When you love yourself, you acknowledge both your strengths and weaknesses without shame. Self-love is easy. If only it were that simple, right? Learning to love yourself can be one of the most challenging things you ever do. It requires unlearning years of negative self-talk, questioning old patterns of behavior, and embracing vulnerability. But it's worth every ounce of effort. Self-love is a destination. Self-love is not a fixed state, it's an ongoing practice. It's something you cultivate and nurture over time. Some days you may feel like you're doing great, and other days you might struggle. But that's okay. The important thing is that you keep going. Okay, so now that we understand why self-love is so important, how do we actually begin to love ourselves more than anyone else? Let's break it down into actionable steps. Practice self-acceptance. The first step towards self-love is accepting yourself as you are. This means letting go of perfectionism and embracing the person you are right now, not the person you think you should be. Look at yourself in the mirror each day and say something kind. Even if it's awkward at first, start with something simple like, I am enough, or I love and accept myself. Forgive yourself. One of the biggest barriers to self-love is holding on to past mistakes, regrets, or guilt. But guess what? You are human. You make mistakes, and that's okay. Practice forgiveness not just of others, but of yourself too. Understand that mistakes are opportunities for growth, not evidence of your failure. Prioritize self-care. Self-care is a cornerstone of self-love. When you take care of your body, mind, and spirit, you are sending a powerful message to yourself that you are worthy of love and attention. Make time for the things that make you feel good, whether that's reading, exercising, meditating, or spending time with loved ones. Challenge negative self-talk. Our inner critic is loud and persistent, but it doesn't have to control our lives. Start paying attention to the thoughts you think about yourself, and when you catch yourself being critical or judgmental, challenge those thoughts. Replace negative thoughts with affirmations like I am worthy or I am capable of achieving my goals. It's often said that the relationships we have with others are reflections of the relationship we have with ourselves. When you love yourself, you begin to see the world through a lens of abundance, not scarcity. You believe that there is enough love, respect, and goodness to go around, and you attract those who treat you accordingly. Healthy relationships, whether with friends, family, or romantic partners, are built on mutual respect, trust, and care. But in order to experience those kinds of relationships, you must first offer them to yourself. When you love yourself, you create space for deeper, more meaningful connections. You stop tolerating disrespect or mistreatment. You become more compassionate toward others and yourself. Remember, self-love is not an overnight transformation. It's a journey, and it's okay if you don't have all the answers right away. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Along the way, you'll encounter challenges and setbacks, but those are part of the process. Each time you rise after a fall, you grow stronger in your self-love. In conclusion, I want to leave you with this. Loving yourself is not just a gift you give to yourself, it's a gift you give to the world. When you love yourself, you show up in the world as your best self. You inspire others to do the same. And you create a ripple effect of love, compassion, and positivity. So I encourage you today, take a moment to reflect on your own self-worth, embrace who you are, and make a commitment to love yourself more than anyone else ever could. Because when you learn to love yourself, everything else falls into place. Thank you.